Hello guys, welcome to the episode number 8 of Embracing Human Experience. I'm Avinash.
And I'm Mugdha, and the reason why we started doing this podcast is for us to share our insights and thoughts and ideas on what it really means to be human and how this is an experience that we could wholeheartedly embrace instead of suffering with existential dread from. So welcome to episode 8.
Yeah.
What are we going to talk about, Avinash, today?
I mean, there are so many things to talk about. Like, I would rather, make a list of things that we need to talk. And
I had made a spreadsheet. Yeah. I had made that spreadsheet and you didn't fill it up.
I know, initially I thought we will cover everything within 12 episodes.
But How did you even think that?
Go to 1200, I guess. If at all we decide to stay till that long.
No.
We are not 1200 weeks. Okay, no. Calculations.
If it's 5,600 something odd days, how can the weeks be more than
1200?
Yeah.
Weeks will be less than that. So it is 6,000, 1200. No, it's still okay. Anyway, so we'll continue to talk till whatever time we are here on this planet. And we are going to talk about today the word healing itself. What does it mean? We talk about healthcare, we talk about health tech, we talk about so many things related to healing and health, and everyone wants to feel good and wellness, and so many things are associated with this particular phenomena called as healing, because people essentially, all of us think in some way or the other we are dysfunctional, we are not complete. The actual meaning of that healing itself is a wholeness, like you complete yourself wherever you are deficient. And it has attained a very limited meaning in terms of bodily harm over a period of time. Okay, you got injured somewhere, that wound needs to be healed.
I have a different perspective on healing. I mean, you finish what you were saying.
You can interrupt me, and that is how we have been talking for last 7-8 episodes now. And we wanted to bring in a perspective of healing, which essentially means complete or make yourself whole, not only with the bodily dysfunctions, but with respect to the mind and with respect to your emotions, with respect to your soul itself. And when you look at yourself in all these forms, we need to look at healing from that perspective itself. It's not limited to the physical form that you attain. And for us to talk about healing means we are going to talk about everything that covers healing, what are the modalities that can be used, and what kind of different things which are available which will allow you to heal yourself. So ultimately, iThrive believes in giving power of healing back into your hand. And all these episodes is actually one step in that direction. We want to let you know you are the master of your things, you are the master of your own healing. Whatever knowledge deficiency is there, we are here to help you with that.
Yeah, I think as you ended what you were saying, you kind of came close to what I think healing is. To me, really, healing means you start feeling empowered, whether it's mental health or whether it's like healing your emotional body, energetic body, or your actual physical body. It's really feeling a sense of empowerment that really comes from knowledge. So to me, healing is synonymous with knowledge. Maybe that's how I'm like, for me, knowledge is something I worship. But it really feels like the more you know yourself, the more you are going to heal different aspects of yourself. So, how do I make this more tangible? When you do your blood test and when you do your root cause analysis, what is really happening is you are getting empowered with knowledge of what's happening inside your body. Once you know that, you will take the actions that are important for you to reverse or turn around things that are going wrong, right? So it starts from knowledge. That knowledge empowers you, and that empowerment gives you the ability to be sovereign, or sovereign might be a very technical
very
word, but
word.
Like self-owned, right? Like you become independent with taking care of yourself. Same thing when you go into your mental health, right? Like the more you start understanding who you are, the more you start delving into your psyche and seeing all parts of yourself, acknowledging that, okay, this exists inside you, right? Like if you do a blood test and if you see a vitamin D deficiency, we've not had one person come and tell me, no, this vitamin D deficiency is not mine, it is some other patient's, right? Like people accept that whatever has come in the report is part of their body. Same thing with the mind. Let's say there is a part of your psyche that feels jealous or envious, right? And it's not something that it's like a vitamin D deficiency. Maybe that's not an emotion you want to be part of you. You can't reject that. It's part of you. You accept it and then you work on transforming it. Or mental frameworks, like if you live with this belief that the government is here to take care of you, and we give you more and more evidence to prove that the government is actually siphoning your energy off.
And now you're entering the dangerous territory.
Okay.
The government is also watching us, nowadays the government is watching.
I'm just hoping this got like seeded in without going through the censor board. But we'll present this evidence to you, and then you can't say, oh, I'm not the person who believes that, right? You accept that at some point you thought that this thing really was there to take care of you. I'm not saying the word.
Yeah, please.
But that's what I mean, right? So knowledge of whatever is going on inside you, whether it's physical, whether it's your mental frameworks, whether it's your emotional body, or whether it's your lack of alignment with your soul purpose, knowledge of that is what really gives you the power to bring about change, and that power to bring about change is what really triggers the healing process. So to me, that is what healing really is.
Yeah, so actually I remember, a few years back there was, I think there was a discussion on Facebook itself, and one of my friend posted about a broken kadai. You remember that? I think one of my friend posted on this thing, okay, my kadai is broken, but I am okay with it, I don't want to fix it.
Okay.
And you had your own opinion. Now, why don't you want to fix it? Yeah, you did.
I have no memory of this.
I will have to find out where is that post. So fundamentally how can you be okay with something which is broken? So that brings us to the fundamental question, if I am not well, I am not whole, do I need to fix it, or should I even attempt to fix it? Like a lot of people accept their deficiency, dysfunction and diseases, whether it is a mental thing or whether it is a physical thing, whether it is emotional stuff, whether it is a relationship, whether it is their job. So people accept dysfunction, diseases, discontinuity, that dissonance within themselves, with the outer surrounding as well as within themselves. So to what extent we should be able to tolerate the dysfunction, or whether we should not tolerate that at all, so that if you accept that, okay, whatever dysfunction, my diabetes is okay, I don't want to work on this diabetes. So there is no healing, but the body is not complete, right? So willingness to heal, where does it start?
Yeah, the willingness to heal starts with the warrior-like intention to do the work. It's not like willingness magically.
Is it okay to carry some dysfunction, because you can't be perfect in all the sense, right?
Yeah,
within your limited lifespan, like you said, you won't be here for 200 weeks. So within your limited time span, okay, I don't want to work on this particular thing. I am okay being overweight little bit.
So this is the conversation we had this morning also, right? Like after that toxin, that permethrin side effect, my body has gained weight, right? To kind of just mitigate the impact of that toxin. Now, for me to really lose all this extra weight, it's not like I went back to my old eating habits or anything like that. It's just like I know it's a toxin impact. For me to lose that extra weight, I will have to do really hardcore keto for 3 months. Stick to very, very strict guidelines around food, do a lot of detox supplements, take modified citrus pectin, zeolite, chitosan. My day will just be filled with...
Suyash will be listening to this.
Yeah,
chitosan, pectin...
No, he knows. He only has devised this plan for me also. We both have sat and researched on it. But if I have to really do this, I will have to spend the day from my first, even in my morning water, I'll have to put something, and then I'm taking some supplement after the other all through the day, then obsessing on my macros, this much protein, this much fat, afraid of eating anything that might, now for the last 2 days, the lady who cooks for me has not been coming, right, because her son is ill. Then I'll have to be really worried about ordering from outside, looking for the cleanest ingredients. Not that I would eat crap food, but even then, so there's this extra mental effort that I will have to put in, lots of it, focusing just on this weight loss thing, right? It's not like I'm not interested in good health. I really like being healthy. I keep doing my blood work. But if you look at my health right now in terms of functionality, I'm still pushing more weights than I used to before. I'm really doing well in the gym. Yoga, I'm really doing well.
Yeah, you started swimming.
I started swimming and I'm building my endurance there. So those 3 areas in which physical fitness is measured, I'm really doing well for a 44-year-old. In terms of the energy that my body generates for me to get through the day, I didn't sleep Monday night because I was...
Yeah, I know the office can feel your energy when you're there and when you're...
But despite that, right, like despite not sleeping well on Monday night, and very ironic because on Monday, Manali and I did a live on sleep, and I kept saying I'm such a good sleeper, I'm such a good sleeper. But anyway, so despite that, yesterday through the day, I had all the energy that I needed to kind of get through the day, and I slept like at 9:30 without crashing. I had an academy session until 9, right? So that my body is doing. I don't look sick or diseased or ill, and I really like I carry a good energy around me, right? So now that all of that is happening, do I even want to focus on this weight loss obsessively the way I had done in the past, right? And then where is this desire for weight loss coming in? So that was the question I was asking myself, and it seemed to be driven by a very aesthetic reason. Not a very deep reason for good health, but from a very aesthetic reason of, oh, but if I have to look good on stage when I'm being invited to speak at so many events, or if I have to look good in a corporate presentation, or if I have to look good on Instagram, or like even this podcast, if I have to look, because being thin is associated with good health, right? So it was really coming from that place that, oh, I don't like these extra layers of fat that are visible when I'm speaking on video, and that's why I want to lose weight. So I've not yet come to a conclusion whether I'm going to go do the full 3-month thing or not.
Ideologically, this weight loss is again aesthetic, as you rightly said. But a lot of people are comfortable with their disease condition. Okay, I have to take.
So it's the same thing. Now the why is not clear, right? Why should I fix and why should I reverse my diabetes? I don't know. Now, if this person had this intention of, okay, if I have diabetes, if they saw the big picture, that with this diabetes, over 10 years, what is really going to happen with my health, they would get the incentive to fix it. With this extra weight, beyond aesthetic, if I actually get a good reason to fix it, I will switch to keto and stick to it like no man's business, no woman's business. I don't know, whoever. She, they,
no
he.
persons. all those pronouns
she, they,
nowadays.
he, him, her, they, theirs. Eat, whatever, right? But anyway.
You remember that day I mentioned someone calling, no, how do I pronounce it also? Like them, they,
them, their. Anyway, I mean, let's. I think this one is becoming too much of a conspiracy.
We should make a podcast on that.
On that, pronounce. That's going to get censored and we are going to get flagged all over the place. But anyway, unless the person sees the need to kind of make a change and what is the outcome of not making that change, right? That intent doesn't come. Now we do so many consults through the day, right? The ones who really sign up for our 3-month program are the ones who know the consequences of not fixing their health. Like this kadai example, if your friend could have seen the consequences that, okay, there's a broken kadai, which means I can't cook food in it. If I can't cook food, I'm going to starve and be hungry. He would have gone and fixed the kadai. That's what people do with their cars. That's what people do with their devices. Like that car is the only car they have unless they have like 5 other cars. But if it's a single car that they own, and once something goes wrong,
so the body is the only thing that you don't have a spare body.
At least with cars, you can buy 2 cars, right? With the body, you can't. You have only one body for this lifetime, and you can't be. If you lose this body, you're dead. Then only photos and people's memories is where you will exist. That too in the form of your body. Like whatever face you had is the only way they're going to remember you, right? Exactly.
I mean, a lot of people don't think that healing or getting better or whatever, some improvement from their current state of dysfunction or diseased body or mind, they don't deserve to be in the another state where they can be more functional or they can be more lively or they can be more energetic. So they're not able to see that thing, okay, healing will take me from this place to this place. Because traditionally the healing modalities involve even more pain. Like I can give you an extreme example of a cancer. The treatment of cancer itself is worse than the disease itself.
It feels like you're dying actually when you're getting treated.
Yeah, I know, and it's unpredictable whether that is going to work or not. So at smaller level, I think all of us have this small doubt whether this particular modality, that healing modality I am embarking on, whether it is Ayurveda, allopathy, homeopathy or whatever, even the food that we use as a medicine, whether it is going to work for me or not. And there is a doubt. And I guess that contributes to a large extent in people not doing those small things which can make their life better.
One is there is doubt. Second is a lot of people have this thing that it's only one life. And they have this FOMO, right? Or they have this fear that, okay, if I become very disciplined with what I'm eating, which then it means I can't enjoy the pleasure of food, and then I'm going to miss out on so much, right? So there's a lot of FOMO around eating clean and eating what is right for your body. So one is they don't trust if this is going to work or not, because every day when new diet comes on the internet, and every day there are 100 people who try it, and then 100
new
people
medicines
say,
are also coming up, and new modalities are also coming.
So people either don't trust that this is going to work. Second is they have this fear that if they do this, they're going to lose out on the fun of food. And third is they don't even see the long-term impact it actually has, right? So like I said, if you have type 2 diabetes now and you actually take corrective actions, people don't realize that the correction that they accomplish can last the rest of their life.
Yeah.
That they don't see. They don't see it from the long-term thing, right?
True.
You look at how so many people who come to us saying that, okay, I want to lose X number of kgs because this thing is happening in a few days, right? Like wedding is happening or something. And I know of people who've taken the dangerous path of going through surgeries because they had to achieve a certain
balloon surgery.
They had to achieve a weight loss target. So people do these short-term quacky, hacky things, and then they experience the side effects of that, and then they assume that anything when it comes to healing is going to be very difficult, is going to cause a lot of problems, is going to be very painful,
to be expensive,
expensive or whatever, right? So I think that's why the resistance comes. Some people become comfortable in that identity of the disease or the dysfunction itself.
Yeah, that I have seen. Like they don't want to let go of that label.
Go.
Okay, I am a diabetic, still I am able to function, or
I am depressed and I don't I get the attention because of that.
When they reach at the age of 65, they realize, okay, I have paralytic and I am dependent on someone else. Then they realize the consequences.
Even then I've seen like some people, older people, they actually see, again this comes back to human relationships and the vocabulary and how we really ask for what we need. Most people go through their life without really setting clear boundaries and asking for what they want.
Yeah.
They realize that their disease actually gives them the attention and the care that every human wants attention and care from another human being, okay? But we don't know how to ask for it. We don't want to be seen as needy or whatever. So the disease gives them that, right? The disease gives them the attention and care from family members, and in fact the older they get, the more attached they become to that disease, because that's what's really giving them that, because kids have grown up and they've moved on otherwise in life. So I see that sometimes that label becomes so comfortable, it creates a sense of belonging, right? Like I've seen this with younger adults, the ones who are obese, they get labeled as moti in the group.
Yeah.
And then in group, when people go together, they hang out and then abhi moti ko pooch lo. So this person thinks her identity in the group is moti.
So let
me be that only, right? And if I lose that identity, these friends are not going to be able to connect with me, right? Sometimes it's something as small as that, and it's sad, right? Like you can belong in many other ways without your body becoming the
your
identity.
identifier or your additional label. Many label anyway we carry. That we have name, religion, country, everything, so many labels, and apart from that we are adding one more label.
The physical identity itself, how you look.
Which you don't want to get rid of for some weird reason that I will lose my
Did you ever get identified with any of your physical identities?
Yeah, I don't have hair, so I frequently get called takla, so I'm okay.
So, but no takla. Do you get in the group, are you the only person who is bald and then you get referred to takle?
No, now in my age group or my school group, many of them are bald. So but I get positive identity. I get nowadays positive identity. He only talks about health. Is he going to eat this food? If Avinash is eating, that means it is healthy. So I get those positive identities nowadays rather than those negative, passive, aggressive kind. Ki ye takla hai, ye mota hai, aise type. So I feel good. Okay, I worked on my health. I underwent that healing modalities. I am able to talk about what I have gone through, and that gives me another identity, and maybe that can be
that is the inspiration, right? No, and I think that you and I and then so many other people in our team and from our clients, but the fact that you and I did that for ourselves, we did the hard work, we walked that path, and now here we are standing stronger on the other side without losing any happiness, looking actually happier than ever before. I think that becomes an inspiration for a lot of people, right? So if you're really afraid what the outcome of your healing journey is going to look like, you'll actually end up being a much happier, vital person, and you will really become a beacon of light. You will show people what is possible on the other side, right? That's why healing is important, because once you heal, you will start creating ripples of healing
Exactly,
around
that is
you.
what happens with me. Like I get calls, I get messages from people all over the world, like my old friends and schoolmates. What did you do? What are you following now? They listen to my messages, podcast, LinkedIn post, and all that, and they want to know, they want to heal, they want to feel better. They don't know how. Like I think majority of us is suffering from this knowledge deficiency. Rather
That's
than
why I told you,
any other.
healing starts with knowledge. That's
You
where
remember
the-
your high-profile client? He has zero idea. He has everything under the sun
Yeah.
at his disposal, and he has zero idea what is going to happen to his body or how to heal his body.
how to take care of his
How
body.
to
And I
take
think
care
that ignorance is what also a lot of people could capitalize on in the recent year and a half, and put experimental injections into people's bodies and like raise.
After government, Mugdha is getting into another.
I'm not saying anything except like being very politically correct
Okay,
here.
this video can
But-
be taken out of YouTube if it is not complying with their standards.
You don't have to say things like that and attract the algorithms even more, but you know, it's that ignorance, it's that lack of knowledge about your own health, about your own body, how different things function internally, what really makes up immunity. How can you be immune to a respiratory virus that's mutated, I think, 10,000 times already since the first time it came?
Exactly.
And that you don't need to put these experimental drugs inside your body, and you don't even know the kind of side effects that they are creating, because now we are dealing with so many. It's heartbreaking, guys. Like I'm telling you, the kind of things people come to me with in consults, and I'm listening to them, I'm asking them for a timeline, and they're telling me that, you know, this started at this time, and I'm like asking them, when did you take the second or the third shot? And it's a month or 15 days or 2 months before, and then I can see the timeline so clearly, and they still aren't aware that a lot of the diseases they're experiencing now are because out of their ignorance, they believed something that was sold
Yeah,
to
it's
them.
going to heal them, and it has actually created more
so
dysfunction.
knowledge is what creates true healing. Knowledge is what empowers you to choose the right modalities for you to heal yourself, right? So that's how healing happens. Knowledge comes first. That tells you the truth about whatever is going on. Through that truth, you're able to get the power that you need to walk the path towards
You
healing.
have always been very, focused on that knowledge part of it. Like even the company was started based on the knowledge itself.
The passwords only were knowledge for all the Wi-Fi.
Self-knowledge.
Until
not only.
yeah, so our passwords used to be self-knowledge
So
until
now everyone
Rust-
knows they can come to our office and log into
No,
the
but now it's changed. Nah, Rusty came on board, and Rusty made something like everyone eat meat or something like that. I don't remember the exact password.
sunlight.
Yeah. So
Rusty's password will be sunlight only.
yeah, but otherwise it was self-knowledge.
So knowledge about self, and again knowledge acquired by self rather than.
So knowledge about self and knowledge about the world outside you, because your self-knowledge will be one thing. You'll understand your DNA, your structure and everything, but knowledge about the toxins in the environment, knowledge about the pathogens in the environment, knowledge about how our food chain has been messed up with glyphosate and its impacts and GMO seeds, knowledge about the world outside you and knowledge about yourself, and integrating the two is really what creates healing at all dimensions of our existence, right? So, I mean, I'm just repeating the same thing over and again.
Yeah.
But where do you want to go from here?
No, we are only talking about the body, healing of the body, the physical body that you can see, and the kind of dysfunction and the reason why those dysfunction can
Right.
happen. It can be because of the metabolic health, but the crux of the matter is you are deficient in knowledge fundamentally, and there are some identifiers, there are some label which people don't want to dissociate with.
Right.
So that prevents their healing at the body level. Lack of knowledge, not having a clear why you want to, get
Even
better.
that is knowledge only, na, that they have these identifiers. That also is self-knowledge, right? Oh, I am calling myself diabetic because that's what is giving me XYZ things.
Exactly.
It's knowledge only.
So you started your company based on knowledge based. Like even I guess we are the first startup who have a R&D setup. People are obsessed with R&D, and we hired Johan as a knowledge officer who doesn't contribute into any other areas.
No, he does.
Okay, I know. This was deliberate. This was clickbait.
Yeah, you can't say anything about Johan.
Okay. So we are actually hitting the nail on the head by disseminating knowledge so that people can take care of their own health and they can heal and they can feel better. But coming back to the fundamental of healing modality itself, like the desire, the drive comes from the mind. Okay, I
Maybe
want
from
to
the soul.
maybe from the soul, but it actually gets translated to the mind,
Yeah,
and
so
mind say, okay, go and run 100 kilometers, go and
or
do
go
something.
find somebody who can
go and
help you.
find who can do it for you, and the body is supposed to act on it. So there is a dissonance between your soul, what is it conveying to your mind, and what mind is telling your body. So where does the healing begins? Either it starts with the body or it starts at the soul level. His soul should initiate or trigger this kind of mechanism so the mind and body can act on it.
Yeah, so this is what I think is the genuine flow. It happened in my case, it happens in a lot of people that we work with. It's a desire that comes from the soul level itself, that you are not the way you were designed to be, right? So whether it's physical health breaking down, because our body is incredible at self-healing, it really heals from so many things. So if your body is not self-healing, if your body is breaking down, the soul obviously feels dejected because your soul is inhabiting this beautiful instrument. So I think the desire is honestly initiated from the soul level, and that also is really connected to divine will itself, because divinity doesn't want anything to decay. Divinity wants things to grow and evolve and flourish and thrive. So from the divine to your soul comes this message that fix it, right? Like fix yourself. Now you can listen to your soul's messages, or you can drown those messages in pizzas, burgers and Netflix and Zomatos and Swiggies. There are so many ways in this particular podcast is going to get censored.
Does soul need healing?
Soul doesn't need healing, but soul is here to accomplish its soul's purpose, which it can't because your body is not there, right? Like I was reading the book that we are writing, I was reading the first draft of the book, and there is Chiranjeevi's story in the book, right? And he speaks, and he's been really vulnerable in sharing, and he speaks of how there were days on end where he couldn't even get out of bed and just get to work. So, and then he just had this one experience where he felt that it has to start with the body. He has to fix his body. That's how he's going to get up, and that's how he's going to be who he is in this world.
So that is a soul message which is coming.
So a soul message came, but he listened to it. He interpreted it, right? So it's because, see, your soul is here. We spoke about this in our last podcast when we spoke about spirituality, that our soul is here designed in a very unique way to accomplish a certain purpose. It's really the universe trying to understand itself through you. Now, if you are not contributing to the process, if you're not part of that experiment because your body or your mind or your emotions are not supporting you, your soul is going to ask you to repair things that are not working for it, right? So soul is really the master here.
So soul is what the thing experiences around.
So the soul then kind of starts sending messages through your mind, the intellect and all of that to really look like the analysis that happens, the rationalization that happens, the questioning that happens, the curiosity that happens through language and thoughts. That I think is a mental process, right? So through the mind to the through the soul to the mind, and the body is part of that. Like only when the body is totally dysfunctional is when this kind of communication is going to happen, right? What role do the emotions play? Different ones. So you can feel very ashamed or guilty about the state of your body. You might get frustrated with conventional medicine and how they're not helping you. You might get angry with all the diets you tried and none of them that work for you. You could feel grief or sadness that you're in this place where your health is not supporting you. You could have different emotions, but generally when we work with people who are unhealthy, or even in my own case when I was not really at my best health, I had a lot of these emotions. Now these emotions slowly grew into an emotion of desire, which corresponded with the soul's original seed. That desire was, I want to fix this. I am not happy with this state of being. I want to change. And then came the desire to learn, where my mind supported me, right? And then I must thank my dad for this, because from childhood he's like given me so many books to, so it was very easy for me to read and like get knowledge, right? So that desire for wanting to fix created a desire for more knowledge. The minute knowledge started flowing in, I knew what I had to do. And the minute I started taking actions, my soul energy supported the entire process. So I healed really fast. So that was my flow, and that's how I healed, and that's what I've seen in a lot of people. What was your journey like?
I mean, when you were narrating your story, I was thinking about even my own healing journey, how it started and why it started. I think I was I didn't even think about my body needs healing or there is a way to heal my body. I was only thinking about how to survive. I think there was a clarion call from my soul. Okay, save me, or save yourself rather,
Yeah.
because soul is anyway it's going to be there forever. But yeah, save yourself.
See, if you had not done that work on your health, who would build Thrive with me?
Yeah, true. I agree with you.
So your future self pushed you to.
I know, maybe it just time traveled and came back and
Yeah.
told, okay, after 10 years you have to do this, so better start working on your own health. So I was, I was talking about healing from everything, not only your body, mind, soul, but even your relationship, job, profession,
Yeah.
your social connect. So that, in my case, the trigger was my relationship itself was not in the best of place. It was unhealthy and it was draining everyone around us. And that was my trigger. Okay, let me just move out of this unhealthy or unyielding relationship which is draining me. And it was purely out of self-protection that I decided to work on my health and remove myself in some from certain toxic conditions and start working on something which I understood. But unlike you, I didn't have a background in nutrition, and half of my family is doctors. So I tried to do stuff that way. To a large extent, I was able to protect myself. Again, you mentioned about getting a call from your soul. So for me, I was open to listening, and I got call from Bollywood songs to books to people whom I met, and everywhere I got that little bit of wisdom. Okay, take left or take right or go straight or look up or look down, and I listened to it. And I trusted the universe fully. Okay, it will take care of me. She will take care of me. Universe will not let me down. And that is how I could reach certain level of health as such. But again, I was not fully functional. I was not fully healthy. I was not exactly the whole that healing or wellness brings into your life. I was more of somewhere 60-40 kind of person when I used to claim that I am healthy.
When we met, I remember you were this marathon runner and all that, and you thought you were very healthy. Like you knew, but you had a certain degree of openness and you were willing to. No, actually, I spoke to you about blood tests for nearly 2.5 years before you got your first blood test done and shared it with me.
Yeah, okay.
No!
Yeah, I'm not going to jog my memory because.
But anyway, so he got his blood work done, and then we discovered that there were so many things, right? Like a liver that was not functioning well, and you.
There are so many raids in my analysis, and I said so many raids. I am healthy. I am ultra runner.
Yeah, and I eat healthy.
I can run any distance.
I eat such healthy peanuts every day.
I eat healthy peanuts, non-organic. Okay, I can smoke organic cigarettes. I can have once in a while organic alcohol. So many things I was doing, and I thought I have achieved my pinnacle of health. Then Mugdha came, and so the point is the healing or the dysfunction or the disease in your body, perfection. If you want to improve upon it, there is always scope for improvement. No one is perfect, even if you are not in a disease condition. Keeping that body fully functional till your last breath, that is my objective. I don't want to be dependent on anyone. I want to make money till my last breath. I want to be walking around, running around, doing my own stuff till my last day. And that is my objective of working on my health every single day. It doesn't stop. That that desire or that drive is permanent. I mean, as long as I am alive, it is infinite goal. It is not that I want to achieve 10 kg weight loss and I am done. After that again I can put on 20 kg and again I target 20 kg. That is, it's not finite. Till my last breath, I want to be healthy. Now, if I have that kind of goal in my mind, I will be working on it every single minute, every single second of my life on this planet. And that is how I understood the dysfunction in my body. From body, I went to the mind. Try to understand my mind function. Again, thanks to you, that I was introduced to something called as mind healing itself. And from mind, I guess I reached out to my soul, and I found my true purpose. So, as you say, the flow is from soul to body. In my case, it became from body to soul. But the fundamental thing, maybe it was there. I was just not aware. All those messaging, all those people who in my life, all those books which came around at that particular right moment, maybe it was soul's doing. Maybe it was communicating with the universe, and universe was conspiring to get me healthy. You know?
Yes.
I think last 10 years that universe has conspired to get me where I am so that I can talk about health to all of you, talk about healing to all of you, talk about mind health to so many of you. And it has been a healing journey all through.
So yeah, I think that's why we should heal, guys, so that through our journeys and our stories, we are able to reach people who really need it. Now, I could have gone in any direction of healing, right? I could have gone into maybe Reiki, or I could have gone into pranic healing, or working with crystals, or doing breath work. But this particular line of healing is what came naturally to me, and this is what I could really teach others. And to me, it seems like I'm making a really big impact with this. So, you don't know which of the healing modalities that come to you and help you heal in life are the ones that you become the beacon or the torch bearer for. You don't know, right? Food is at the base of it. You can't.
Your body is made of food.
Yeah, your body is made of food, so you can't really you can't heal from a bad diet saying I'm just going to do breath work and eat crap and then I'm going to be fine. No, that doesn't happen. You still have to eat what is right for your body. But you could choose to then speak about your healing journey from whatever one that worked for you. Like, we use so many different healing modalities in our work right now. At the base, we start with the body, we do this functional medicine, food and supplements and herbs. Then from there we build a little bit like meditation and just lifestyle comes in, sun exposure, water intake, sleep. From there we kind of build another layer of basic meditational practices so that you start becoming a little aware of your mind and like observe your thoughts. From there we start taking it ahead, like for those who want to do deeper work around their mind, we start looking at mental frameworks, we start looking at conditioning, belief systems. From there we go a level beyond into emotions
and spirituality.
From there we go beyond into spirituality, and then so there are so many layers. That is how that program was built. That embracing human experience is actually... Yeah, so this podcast that we're doing, it's an outcome of all the layers that we've been able to build, right? From the densest of your body to the lightest of your soul. And in that there are so many tools, right? So just for your mind, you could do IFS, which stands for internal family systems. You could do work around core beliefs. You could do work around programs and triggers and trauma identification. For your emotions, you could do so many different kind of methodologies. Then there's somatic release and somatic work, embodiment work, right? So there are different modalities through which you can access each of these layers.
And you have to integrate
those. You have to be open to that. And it always starts with healing your body, because this is the most physical manifestation of it, right? From body, mind, emotions are always the in-between between everything. Mind, body, soul, and emotion everywhere. But start with the body, work with the mind, reach the soul. That's really what healing is.
Heal yourself, guys. And we are there to help you. If you are interested, do reach out.
Yeah, because heal people, right? If you want to learn this, we always have the academy. If you want to do this for yourself, come reach out to us and we'd be happy to help you.
Okay guys, that brings us to the end of this podcast. Keep watching us, subscribe, share, comment, and let your family, friends know that we exist.
Yeah, we're doing this because we want to share our knowledge. So let more people know.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.